Talk to you today about something called the digital economy. It was an idea initially introduced in a book by Nicholas Negroponte, I think that's how you say his name, called Being Digital. Now the book was written in '95, but a lot of the ideas still apply today. I'm gonna actually go ahead and say it's also called the internet economy. And the reason that is because it's just all transactions, sales, anything that occurs on the internet and lives in the internet. So I know yesterday we talked about not doing this, but I just want to show of hands here. Who owns a device that can purchase any type of digital media? That's an app, music, movies, ebooks, anything. So that's almost the entire room. So that just gives you an idea starting out that I'm talking about this economy that's very real and very big. So here's this book by Nicholas Negroponte. It's called Being Digital. It was published in '95. So in the book, he doesn't really use these traditional iPhones, iPads, tablets, PCs, whatever. But a lot of the concepts are very, very similar. And he talks about two key things that are important when thinking about the digital economy. And that's the products and the interfaces. So the products is anything you're buying. That would be, like I was talking about in the previous slide, your apps, music, movies, ebooks, anything like that. And the interface is where that good or service is being purchased and consumed. And we can also maybe say it's the device too, because this is primarily talking about your tablets, phones, iPads, computers, ebook readers, anything like that could be considered an interface. So we're going to talk about the product for a minute, and that is, we typically think they live in the cloud. And that means when you make a transaction, when you pull out your phone, and yesterday we were talking about the iClicker app, when you hit buy, you're not actually getting any tangible product. You're getting an experience, and that's what it means that these products live in the cloud. And these products also live on various interconnected, we call them digital ecosystems. And that's a term that's been introduced in Negroponte's book, as well as if you read any public, any popular culture media regarding app stores and stuff, we call them ecosystems. And there's one for iOS, there's one for Android, there's one for Windows, there's one for BlackBerry, and these are all where these transactions are occurring. What makes this a really cool concept is that the same apps, movies, music, and books are available across all these ecosystems. And so that drives a very competitive market. And that's why you can get apps for 99 cents, and you can get so many apps, and there's so many different things you can do. And the other really cool thing about these products is you can always purchase them. They're always available. Because most people in here, if you have a smartphone, you always have it with you. You always have that market available to you. And that's a huge concept to think of. It's the equivalent to living in a Best Buy 24/7. From a content creator's point of view, it's awesome. They can always be selling new products. So these are just some of the different, app ecosystems, or all these services we can buy multiple things on. And I apologize, it got cut off. I think it's supposed to be widescreen, and this is full screen. So this leads us to the discussion about the interface, which is where your products are being purchased, and Negroponte calls it the place where people and bits meet. A bit is simply just a measurement of data. So that's anything that you can download. And like I was saying before when I was talking about his book, this is any device that has access to the internet. I have them listed up here. It's all these devices connected to the internet. I think they even have watches now. And they're pretty much always with us. And so it basically takes this economy, and we're talking more the market end of this economy, and it interlaces it with our lives and makes it always available to us, which makes it a huge global economy, and it's always available to you. You're always a part of it. Whereas when we're talking strictly goods and services, like our typical goods and services, go to the store and buy a pen, go to the store and buy a basketball, you're disconnected from that in a sense, because sitting at home, you can't make that purchase. Walking to class, you can't make a purchase. Sitting in class, you can't make a purchase. Whereas in this economy and in this market, you can. And we have a statistic here from the Pew Research Institute that says 46% of American adults own smartphones, and that was as of March 1st in 2012. In their article there, they kind of discussed that it's hard to get an exact statistic because that's just based on carrier reporting, so any type of prepaid phones aren't going to be included there. So we've talked about the product, we've talked about the interface. But when we think of economies and more specifically markets, we think about money and how this economy is really big in terms of the dollars. And so this economy and this market is huge because we have extraordinary growth. Like we just talked about, 46% of adults own smartphones. And that's up obviously from 10 years ago when we didn't really have any smartphone ownership. But the bigger place where this economy is just exploding is in the available products. And I'm not going to go here and talk about music, movies, all these statistics, but I'm going to talk about the Apple App Store just because that data is very available. Apple releases press releases every quarter saying the number of apps. And so I basically took the data from Apple's press releases, went through, found the numbers, and figured out that in April of 2009 there were 35,000 apps available for download. In January of 2013, there's 775,000 apps available per download. That's a growth of 2,114%. So from a content creator's point of view, this is extraordinary. We have like this opportunity to put apps in front of so many new people. And from a consumer's point of view, this is a dream come true because you have incredible competition creating incredible products, and prices are amazing. And I'm going to go back to this example we kind of talked about yesterday with the iClicker app. There's an app that allows you to control a PowerPoint that you're paying $1 for. And that's something that wouldn't be possible without the incredible scale that's emerging in this economy. And so the last thing I want to talk about to kind of wrap all this up is the ways in which money is being made. Because we all know there's thousands of free apps and stuff, and that in our minds, how we're making money. So there are really three key tiers of pricing. You either have straight out purchases, we all know what that is. You buy a movie for $10, buy a song for $1, buy an app for $2, whatever it be. We also have subscription services. I bet a lot of people in here use services like Netflix or Spotify, and I'm sure there's many others. And that gives us access to a bunch of content, and we pay a monthly fee, and it's great. The third tier, which is actually the most common, is advertisements, and that's when we get a free app. Pretty much every free app is going to have some kind of advertisement in there. The ad producers are paying they're paying the content creators essentially to put their ads in it, and we have streaming services which also have those ads that are generating revenue. And so all this together and the ways this makes money makes the digital economy or the internet economy a very real and very large economy. And as the years, as we progress, it's going to become as important, if not more important, than our traditional go to the store and buy stuff economy and markets, because it's always with us and it's becoming more and more a part of everyday life.